think the president should have given, what other presidents would do in case, like given a major policy address, maybe to both sets of Congress, prime time, and really laid out the case against China before enacting these tariffs, and really tried to bring public opinion with him more than he did. Maybe he thought it was already there, but he didn't make the case very, very well.
Well, and everyone can have a completely different opinion. Mine's based on the decades that I've been involved both on the government and the private side, because I remained on the board of my company for many, many years while I was here in Congress. And, it became so normal that even though my former company was manufacturing products in China, my CEO had to drive past a building that in the largest print possible had some of our names on it because they had decided to make knockoffs of our products. Now, it was bad enough they were knocking them off in China and selling them in China, but then they showed up in Singapore and Taiwan, and in a couple of cases, the company, the board of directors, and I was on it, made a decision to abandon registered trademarks that we had here because their global image had gotten so bad. Obviously, we took a different stance on, Polk and Definitive and Marantz and Denon, ones that we were willing to defend at great expense. But that's not the new normal, that's 2 decades of normal. So the question is, if we hadn't gotten to where everyone in this room knew that China and other countries, I often say China and India just to balance it with almost 3 billion people out of 7, they're just flat unfair traders, they're corrupt at all levels, and they do not respect your intellectual property. Now, if you don't know it, you're not going to know it because the president makes a speech. What I think is interesting, and I think all of us, because I made a speech just after the president, the day he was sworn in, to the technology community, and I told them, look, you're going to be surprised at a guy who built buildings who doesn't really understand any part of technology. He's not a techie at all. He was using a flip phone when I met him, very effectively too, by the way, but that he understands money and he understands right and wrong, and he's going to react. I don't think any of us thought that a very esoteric national security 232 provision was going to allow commerce to do a tariff so quickly. But because he discovered that, and because it's almost as quick as an order signed by one person, not even the president, it was inevitable that we were going to end up acting much quicker than somebody who thinks they have to get a consensus from Congress to begin doing this. I'm going to be the tech, but I'm also going to be a Trump supporter in a sense. If we went to Congress, Congress probably would have given the president an awful lot of sanctions. You could have gotten Republicans and Democrats to actually be shamed into putting tariffs in. But that would be like Smoot-Hawley. It would not be a strategy that could be turned on and turned off. The current strategy has one benefit that all of us in tech need to both want and lobby for. And that is that when we get a deal, we've got to take it and turn off the tariffs as fast as they were turned on, because that's the only way these tools are effective. Long-term tariffs always, always hurt economies.